In the next 10 minutes, we're going to take you from knowing zero about the stock market to understanding exactly how it works, how you can use it to build wealth, and how you can get started today. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be one of the most important videos you ever watch. Why? Because there's a system quietly eating away at your money every single day, and investing is your best and maybe only defense. Let me guess. You think the stock market is just for rich people in suits, right? That it's way too complicated, or that it's no different than throwing your money on a roulette table in Vegas. Well, I'm here to tell you that's all completely wrong. You don't need a fortune to start. It's way simpler than you've been led to believe, and it is not gambling. At its heart, the stock market is just a way for you to own a small piece of the biggest companies in the world. And in this video, I'm giving you the complete no-fluff roadmap to go from zero to investing hero, starting now. So, why should you even care about stocks and investing? The answer is one powerful, invisible force: inflation. Think about it. That $100 bill in your wallet, a year from now, it's going to buy you less coffee, less gas, less everything. The bill doesn't change, but its power, its purchasing power, shrinks. Your money is silently losing value just by sitting there. It's like being on a treadmill. If you just stand still, you're actually going backward. So, what's the fix? You've got to put your money to work so it grows faster than inflation can eat it. A savings account won't cut it. The interest they pay is usually less than inflation, meaning you're still losing just a bit more slowly. This is where investing steps in. And the best tool for the job, for most of us, is the stock market. When you buy a stock, you're not just clicking a button on a screen. You're buying a real piece of a real business. Let's make it simple. Imagine your friend starts a killer lemonade stand. It's so good they want to expand. To get the cash, they divide the entire business into 100 little pieces, or shares, and offer you for $10. You're in. You just bought 1% of the company. A year later, business is booming, and the whole company is worth double. Your $10 share is now worth $20. Plus, since they're making so much profit, they decide to give some back to the owners. That's you. That little cash payment is called a dividend. That's exactly what you're doing when you buy a stock in a company like Apple or Nike. You become a part owner, and you get to share in their success. You're not gambling, you're investing in human ingenuity. It's ownership, and it's the most powerful way to fight inflation and build real wealth. Okay, so you get the why. Now for the what. What even is the stock market? It sounds so intimidating, but it's really just a collection of exchanges, like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, where all these little pieces of companies are bought and sold. Think of it as a massive, organized flea market for company ownership. And this market has two main areas. First, there's the primary market. This is where a company goes public for the first time in what's called an initial public offering, or IPO. Remember your friend's lemonade stand? When they first sold you that share to raise cash, that was the IPO. The money went straight to the business to help it grow. But a year later, what if you want to sell your share and cash in on your profit? You don't go back to the lemonade company, you go to the secondary market. This is where 99% of the action happens. It's where investors like you and me trade existing shares with each other. The company isn't involved at all. The price is just set by simple supply and demand. If more people want to buy a stock than sell it, the price goes up. If more people are selling, the price goes down. It's just like concert tickets. The band sells them once, that's the primary market, but when you resell your ticket online for more or less money, that's the secondary market. The band doesn't see a dime of that. It's a deal between two fans. So, how do we make sense of all this chaos? How do we know if things are generally going well or poorly? We use indexes. An index is basically a report card for a slice of the market. The most famous one is the S&P 500, which tracks 500 of the biggest, most important companies in the U.S. When you hear the market was up today, they're usually talking about the S&P 500. It's a quick snapshot of how the market is feeling. And that's it. You now understand the basic machine of the stock market. Right, we know the why and the what. Now for the most important part, the how. How do you actually buy a stock and become an owner? Well, you can't just stroll onto the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. You need a middleman called a broker. In the old days, this meant calling a guy in a suit. Today, it means downloading an app.
Companies like Robinhood in US and Wealthsimple in Canada let you open a brokerage account online in minutes, and you can fund it just by transferring money from your bank. Simple. Once you're in, you hit the big question: what do I invest in? There are thousands of companies. Apple, Tesla, that new hotshot startup. Look, trying to pick the next huge winner is ridiculously hard. Even the pros on Wall Street fail to beat the market's average most of the time. For a beginner, it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. So, what if you could just buy the whole haystack? You can. This brings us to the single most powerful strategy for pretty much any new investor: index fund investing. An index fund doesn't try to be clever and beat the market, it just tries to be the market. Remember the S&P 500 index? An S&P 500 index fund is an investment that automatically buys a little bit of all 500 of those companies for you. With one purchase, you instantly become a part owner in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and 497 other major businesses. This is called diversification, and it's your best friend for reducing risk. If one company has a bad year, who cares? You have 499 others to balance it out. This whole approach is called passive investing. You're not actively trying to pick winners, you're just passively owning a slice of the whole economy and trusting it to grow over time. And history shows that's a pretty good bet. The S&P 500 has returned an average of about 10% per year over the long run. Of course, it's not a smooth 10% every year. Some years are up, some years are down, but as an engine for building wealth, it's been incredibly consistent. So, what's your first step on your hero's journey? It's simple. Open that brokerage account. There are tons of great low-cost options out there, and a quick search will help you find the right one for you. And hey, while you're at it, if you're getting any value out of this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We put out videos like this every week to help you become a smarter, more confident investor. Now, let's get real for a second. Investing is a long-term game, and the road is never a straight line up. The market is moody. It has good days and very, very bad days. And the single biggest mistake new investors make is freaking out and selling everything when things look ugly. This is all part of the market's cycle of booms and busts. Often, this starts with an asset bubble. A bubble is what happens when prices get totally disconnected from reality and are driven by pure hype. Everyone starts buying just because prices are going up, hoping to sell to the next person for even more. We've seen this pattern again and again. It starts with something new and exciting, like the internet in the late 90s. That sparks a boom, and as prices rise, more people jump in. Then comes euphoria, where everyone thinks they're a genius and the party will never end. But eventually, the smart money starts quietly heading for the exits, and suddenly panic hits. Everyone tries to sell at once, the bubble bursts, and the market crashes. It happened with the dot-com bubble in 2000, it happened with the housing bubble in 2008, and we saw some of that same wild energy with the AI frenzy from 2023 to 2025. These moments are scary, no doubt, but they're a natural, if painful, part of how markets work. So, what does this mean for you, our smart, long-term index fund investor? It means you have to start thinking in decades, not days. Market crashes are temporary. Every single crash in the history of the U.S. stock market has been followed by a recovery and new record highs. When the market is down 20%, that's not a reason to sell, it's a sale. Your dollars are suddenly buying you more shares of those great companies than they could a month ago. The secret to winning at investing isn't about timing the market, it's about your time in the market. By investing consistently, month after month, a strategy called dollar cost averaging, and just holding on, you ride out the waves. The short-term drama is just noise. The long-term growth is the signal. So, let's land the plane. You've learned that inflation is a silent thief and investing is your best defense. You now know that a stock isn't a lottery ticket, it's ownership in a real business. And the stock market isn't some mythical beast, it's just the marketplace where that ownership is traded. Most importantly, you have a dead simple, powerful strategy. Open a brokerage account and start by regularly investing in a low-cost, broad market index fund, like one that tracks the S&P 500. It's diversified, it's proven, and it lets you bet on the entire economy's long-term success. You honestly now know more than most people about how this all really works. The hardest part is just getting started. You don't need a fortune, you can start with a few bucks. That transformation from just a saver to an investor begins with that one small step. You have the knowledge, you have the playbook. Now it's time to go out there and start building your future. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, a like would be amazing, and make sure you're subscribed for more guides on your investing journey.